The PlayStation Store is running an awesome sale right now with a ton of great games discounted to very low prices, and in today's video we're going to take a look at 10 awesome PS4 game deals available as a part of that sale, but all of these are under $5. Without keeping you guys waiting, let's just get right into it, and starting things off, Battlefield 4 is available for $4.99. Yes, I know that Battlefield 5 has just been released, and even though that is on sale, that's available for $29.99, still a lot more expensive than Battlefield 4, which could still be seen at this point in 2019 as a great multiplayer first-person shooter. And you might be wondering, hey, this game came out all the way back in 2013, is its servers still active? And you'll be surprised to see that yes, they are still very active. If you go online, you'll be able to find a game pretty easily, and Battlefield 4 itself is a great first-person shooter. A lot of content here, and the single-player campaign isn't bad either. For $5, you're getting a high-quality FPS experience that I would highly recommend. Yes, Battlefield 5 is plummeting in price, but still at $30, that might be too high of an asking price. Just $5 for BF4, I would say, is a worthwhile buy. Moving on from that, Deus Ex Mankind Divided is down to just $4.49. Deus Ex Mankind Divided was a highly anticipated game in 2015, and I think a lot of people were a little bit disappointed by it just because Human Revolution, the prior Deus Ex title, was just so well received, and people were just expecting Mankind Divided to be an even better game. From a gameplay standpoint, I would say that Mankind Divided is a better game. It has more variety, it has more content. However, where Mankind Divided really fumbles is the storytelling aspect. The game kind of ends abruptly, it's not very long, and the storytelling isn't as tight as I would have liked it to be. However, it's still a quality action RPG that I would recommend, and now that it's available for $4.49, it's a no-brainer. I should note that a lot of you guys might already own this game because it was a PlayStation Plus title in the past, but if you didn't get it as a part of that, picking it up for just $4.50, it's a great buy. Moving on from that, speaking of games that I think a lot of you guys might already own, Limbo is available for $1.99. Now, Limbo was released on just about every platform, last generation consoles, this generation consoles, mobile, PC, portable devices, you name it, Limbo is probably on it, but that's a good thing because I want as many people to play Limbo as virtually possible, and if you want to go back and play Limbo on your PlayStation 4, hey, for $1.99 you could do so, and if you've never played Limbo, you're doing yourself a grave disservice. It's a great game, a very dark and eerie game, but that's exactly what Playdead is known for. After Limbo, Playdead did also release Inside. It's a little bit more expensive, but there is an Inside and Limbo double pack. I believe that's $6.99, so if you want to check that out as well, that's not a bad pickup either. Otherwise, Limbo for just $1.99 is a great buy. Moving on from that, well, we're coming up on the release of Mortal Kombat 11. If you didn't play Mortal Kombat 10 yet, you should really remedy that ASAP, as MKXL is available for $4.99. Mortal Kombat 10 was already a great game, a great fighting game with a lot of depth to its gameplay, a quality single-player mode, a lot to get into with its multiplayer as well. However, there was a sizable amount of downloadable content as well, so that's better with Mortal Kombat XL. You're getting the base game, you're getting downloadable content. It is just a great buy, especially at this price. Again, we are coming up on the release of Mortal Kombat 11, but that's going to be a full $60 release, and even more if you want all the downloadable content to that game. How about you just pick up MKXL for now for $5? I'm sure MK11 will turn out to be a great game, but you can always pick that up down the line, and if you've never played Mortal Kombat 10, this will keep you busy for a good bit. $5 for that is a great buy. Moving on from that, we have Oxenfree for $4.99. This is a game that I always go to bat for. It's such a good game by Night School Studio, a studio that was comprised of people that actually worked on the Telltale games and Oxenfree, as well as, of course, a very story-driven adventure. It's a coming-age story about a group of teenagers. They go away on this island for a vacation. Supernatural beings are introduced and everything goes awry. However, I think the character interaction is really what to take away from in Oxenfree. It's very relatable, and it's just pretty cool to see how a group of teenagers would authentically react to the situations that they're pitted in. I think that's one element Oxenfree gets right ahead of a lot of other games. If you've yet to play it, I would highly recommend you do so. $5 for it is a great buy. Moving on from that, Sleeping Dogs the Definitive Edition is $4.49. This is another game I always like to go to bat for. This was released all the way back in 2013 on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. It's a Square Enix published title, and man, it was such a good game. Unfortunately, it just did not resonate from a commercial standpoint. However, the game itself was tremendous. Then it was later remastered on the PlayStation 4 in this definitive edition. What do you have in this edition? Well, obviously, visually and technically, it's a lot better, but you also have a lot of downloadable content, and you just get a more expansive Sleeping Dogs experience. If you've never played Sleeping Dogs, I implore you, remedy that ASAP. Unfortunately, I doubt that we're ever going to see a Sleeping Dogs 2, which is so sad, because I really do believe that this franchise could have been something great. A lot of people will compare it to Grand Theft Auto, but it's really a lot more than that. Yes, it's a crime game, and there's an open world, but the open world's more contained, it's more narrative focused. Just go into it expecting a great game and it will absolutely deliver, and $4.50 for it, a no-brainer. Moving on from that, we have Transistor for $4.99. Transistor was Supergiant Games' second title ahead of Bastion and right prior to Pyre. More on Bastion in a little bit. And while Transistor could arguably be seen as the weakest of the three Supergiant games, that's not really saying much because all three games are really great and Transistor is really great as well. Artistically, it's fantastic. It's got some really interesting tactical gameplay. The story's fairly engaging. I feel like Transistor is a game a lot of people do know about, but for whatever reason, if you have yet to play it, $4.99 for Transistor is a great pickup. And speaking of Supergiant games, we're moving on to their very first game. Bastion is available for $3.74. I cannot say enough good things about Bastion. This was one of those games that really brought downloadable gaming to the forefront. It was originally released on the Xbox 360 and released as a download-only title at a time where download-only games had been a thing, but they weren't really seen as those top-tier games. Bastion was absolutely a top-tier game. It's got a wonderful art style, great music and presentation. The presentation in Bastion is head and shoulders above a lot of other games, and we're talking about a lot of other games that were priced at $60. It just gets that element really right, and the action-based gameplay is great, the story is great, the narrative is told really well, and at just $3.74, Bastion is a must-play title at any price point, but at this low of a price, it's a no-brainer. Moving on from that, we have Mirror's Edge Catalyst for $4.99. Mirror's Edge Catalyst was one of those games that, again, gamers were really looking forward to this generation. Unfortunately, it didn't really live up to expectations. When it was announced that Mirror's Edge would finally be getting a follow-up title in Catalyst being a prequel, gamers just got really excited, and then we saw the game in action. From a visual standpoint, it is incredible. However, the full game did have some fundamental issues. Namely, I think Catalyst was one instance where moving to a more open game design hurt the game rather than helped it. We saw this generation that a lot of games move towards an open world. Look at Metal Gear Solid 5, but in the case of MGS5, I thought the open world complemented the game. In Catalyst's case, I think that open design kind of took away from the game. Remember, the original Mirror's Edge was very linear, it was very focused, and I think that would have helped out with Catalyst. However, the Catalyst still has some pretty strong gameplay elements. The story's a little bit fumbled, but if you want that core parkour gameplay, that's definitely here, and I think there's a lot to take away from that, and there's still a lot of enjoyment to be had, and for $4.99, you're not paying a full $60. I think it's worth checking out at this point. Just go into it with an open mind. And lastly, we have Don't Starve Console Edition, which is available for $2.99. Don't Starve is an action-adventure game with a randomly generated open world and elements of survival and roguelike gameplay. The game itself relies on a day and night cycle that causes meaningful fluctuations in gameplay style, so it always feels a little bit fresh and varied. During the daytime, you'll spend most of your time exploring the world, gathering food, firewood, and other resources, discovering recipes, all the while avoiding enemies. However, when nightfall comes, that's when things get a lot more interesting. You've got dangerous monsters and other deities that are going to be attacking the player while you have to survive. Don't Starve is a great title, and there's actually quite a lot to get invested into. I dig the visual style, and at just $2.99, Don't Starve is another one of those games that I feel like has been promoted quite a bit. At the very least, you probably have heard about it in the past, and at this point, at this price, if you haven't given Don't Starve a go, it's time to do so at $2.99. So that's gonna conclude this video. Again, the PlayStation Store sale is running right now, and coming with it is a lot of great deals. I would highly recommend to check out all of these, but some highlights: Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition for $4.49 is tremendous. Bastion for $3.74, you can't go wrong with that. Deus Ex Mankind Divided for $4.49 is great. Mortal Kombat XL, yes, MK11 is on the horizon, but if you want Mortal Kombat, $5 for that isn't bad at all. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Alex brought her radio is because you can sometimes pick up frequencies to stations that don't exist.
See, this island's pretty cool, right?
We're cops. You're a cop. I'm an undercover cop. The rules are different. They'll find you and finish the job. Unless you find them first. You always have.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.